All right, Coach. A big week for you guys. The conference meet, and you guys get to host it. Teams at the conference come in here. Teams that probably would have come here early in the season, but they will be here this week. So just how big is this for you guys?
It's a lot of fun. It's a fair amount of stress as well. There's still a few details to tie up and get worked out, but that's all on the kind of behind the scenes and on our administrative staff and me. For the student athletes, I think it's just fun, and it's a nice break to not have to spend several hours traveling to get to a meet. So.
You guys have competed on this course earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Also once for the returners last year. Is it an advantage for you guys knowing just what this course is about?
Yeah, it certainly can't hurt. There's only Sonoma State's women, it's a women's program only, and Monterey Bay have been up and raced on it previously. So, and I think it's unique enough of a course. It's different from most of the courses that we see throughout the season that are flatter than this. So the fact that we've not just raced on it, but practiced on it fairly frequently. We were out there yesterday, in fact. So we're definitely more familiar with it, with the terrain and the specific demands of this course. So I think we should be more ready for it.
What would you say is probably the most difficult part of this course?
The hills mostly. It's significantly more hilly than most of the courses that we see out there. Throughout most of the regular season. It's kind of a throwback course. It's more similar to the courses that you might have seen 20 years ago.
Do you guys hope that after having the conference meet here, that in the future the conference will come back and play with it?
Well, they just go on a rotating schedule. I think it should be a great showcase for that venue, for Baywood Golf and Country Club, and for the northern Humboldt County in this area. So I think hopefully people will want to come back at least for our invitational in the future, just to spend more time in the area. We got some good rain last weekend, and things are super lush and green out there right now, but last I checked, there's no rain in the forecast, so it looks like it's going to be a beautiful, sunny, green, lush day, weekend.
Where do you expect your team to be at once we're complete?
Yeah, it depends a lot on how well we run, and on how everybody else runs, obviously. But I think our men can be in the top 5 potentially, which there's 5 teams that you'll see in the national rankings usually, probably tomorrow, and same thing on the women's side. I think we could be maybe even as high as 3rd. I think that would take a great performance, but I don't think we've quite seen the best of our women's team yet, and I think it's there. So we just have to put it all together on that day. And kind of the same with our men's. I think the best that our men ran this year has been in our last race, really at Willamette, last full roster race. And Daniel wasn't there, so you had Daniel, and obviously we get better.
Speaking of Daniel, we were talking to him, and I kind of asked him. This is his 4th conference meet, and I asked him kind of how his approach has changed, and he said, he just wants to treat it as another race. I was wondering if you agree with that. Is that how you want your other runners to approach this?
Yeah, for the most part. Especially in the preparation, you hope that in the second half of the race they recognize the gravity of the moment and come up with maybe a little bit, dig a little bit deeper, come up with a little bit more for a championship. But we certainly don't want them to go into the race thinking of it as this huge thing and putting a lot of pressure on themselves. I think we're a young enough team and a low enough ranked team that nobody's expecting any specific anything out of us, which is a great position to be in, especially on our home course, to surprise people.
Thank you.